Day 4 of the Master Cleanse. Hi, everybody. So I am feeling good. I have lots of energy. I haven't actually started drinking my lemonade yet. I just finished my saltwater flush, and my toilet is broken. Hooray! Master Cleanse with their toilet. My landlord and my roommate who lives upstairs is probably, I think, going to fix it in the next couple of hours. So that's great. But yeah, it's been my day so far. So I think I'm actually going to make 2 videos today. This video I'm just going to talk about the Master Cleanse, and then I'm going to make another video more about Canada and more about curing Canada. So if you are interested in yeast overgrowth in Canada, or if you think you might have it, just, I guess, check out my other video that I'm going to make. Yeah, so saltwater flush. I wanted to talk a little bit about the saltwater flush. I found it really hard. I was gagging when I was drinking it, and it's just vile. Drinking salt water is so unnatural. It just feels wrong. So I had a really hard time with it, and I went online and I was researching it, and you can sort of, I guess, swap out the saltwater flush with a laxative tea in the morning, but it doesn't work nearly as well. And laxative tea in general, you probably don't want to be drinking it as least as you can be drinking it. That's how much you should be drinking it, because it is a laxative, and you don't want your body to get dependent on it. So I went to the health food store and I bought a new type of salt. I was using Bob's sea salt, Bob's is a really famous, well, not famous, but well-known organic brand that you can buy in your grocery store. So you can buy it in non-organic places. A lot of grocery stores carry Bob's. So that's what I had been using, and I found it really, really gross. So I went to the health food store and I bought a new type of sea salt. It's in French, Sel Marin de Gironde, or Gironde, Guérande, I don't know. There's no English version of it. It comes from France. It's unrefined, uniodized sea salt, and the only ingredient is sea salt in the whole thing. And it's rocks, like it's really chunky, and it's not white, it's like a brownie color. And it is much easier to drink. I'm not gagging nearly as much when I try and drink my quart. It's a lot easier on my system. I don't find it nearly as gross. So I recommend, if you are doing a Master Cleanse and you're having a hard time with your saltwater flush, that it might not be you, it might be your salt. So try a different type of salt before you give up. I also find drinking it in a see-through container, or like a see-through water bottle, much easier than drinking it through something that you can't see through, because I don't know why, but when you drink it and you can sort of see your progress, so you see, okay, I've got halfway to go, okay, I've got a quarter of the way to go, so that does make it easier for me. The other thing too is I've gotten quite a few comments from people about going to the doctor. So a lot of people have been messaging me or commenting on my video, or messaging me through YouTube, being like, oh, well, why don't you just go to the doctor? Or, oh, you've been to the doctor, why don't you just go see an allergist? And I just wanted to say that I've been to 3 different doctors in 2 different provinces, including my family doctor, who I love, and basically the answer is always the same. So I've been tested for allergies, and what has come up is that I'm lactose intolerant, I'm allergic to red dye, I'm allergic to certain types of preservatives, specifically found in like meats and dairy, and then I'm also gluten sensitive. So I'm not actually celiac or allergic to gluten, but I am sensitive to it. And I don't know, I probably have irritable bowel syndrome. I've never been diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome, but I have a feeling that I probably have a mild, very mild case of it. Just because there's so much that I can and can't eat, it makes sense that I would have some type of irritable bowel syndrome. And yeah, and so when I was tested for yeast, I was tested like through a pap test, and then I was also tested for yeast by my family doctor, and both of those times it came up not like I didn't have any yeast in my body, but my doctor was so certain that I did have Candida or yeast overgrowth that I was given a prescription to take every month, an oral prescription. I think it's Canesten oral, which treats a number of different yeast infections in the body. I was given a prescription for that, and I've been taking that for almost 2 years, every month. So she did give me a prescription for it, even though it wasn't found in my system, and I'm pretty confident that that's what it is, and that's what my doctor thought as well. So that's the yeast, and in terms of allergies, same thing. All 3 doctors told or gave me a prescription to take an antihistamine, and there are different types of antihistamines. You can buy 2 different types over the counter, and then there's also a needle form that you can get. I'm sure there's others as well, but basically they are all antihistamines, and they all do the same thing, and they really just get rid of the symptoms for a short amount of time, but they don't get rid of the problem. And like I said many times, for me, the prescriptions just aren't working anymore. The other thing I did want to say too is I am a recently graduated university student, and I don't have a full-time job that gives me any type of benefits for medical coverage. So yes, if you're from the United States, yes, healthcare in Canada is free, but that doesn't include prescription medications. It doesn't include any type of like physiotherapy or like massage therapy. Some of my friends have massage therapy covered under their parents' program. I never ever had that, but regardless, if you don't have a plan, those things aren't covered, and there's other things that aren't covered as well. But prescription medication is a big one. So if you are suffering from something like cancer or diabetes, your prescription medication can go for thousands of dollars a month. And some people, if you do have a really excellent plan through your work, or if you have some type of other type of insurance, it will help. But for me, I have nothing. So my prescription medications for my yeast medication, my Canesten oral, and my birth control were they were, I think, running $60, $65 a month just for those 2 medications. So that's a lot of money to be spending on prescription medications that aren't even working. So that's my bit on doctors. Otherwise, just as like, I guess, an update for me, all is well. I'm feeling really good. I don't have any type of hunger. My energy is really good. I actually feel really good today. My glands, I think, are about the same as they were yesterday. But I mean, oh my, holy cow. Like, if you go look at my first or second video, look at my glands. They're so much less swollen. Do you not see that? Look at my neck. Before it was just like, and my face too is a little bit, it's still swollen in here, but it's less swollen than it was. So if nothing else, Master Cleanse has gotten rid of my swollen neck glands. I did have really bad dermographism last night again. I took an antihistamine. Again, I took 1 antihistamine before I had been taking 2, and 1 seems to be doing the trick. And you have to watch my other video because I'm going to explain all this, but I am taking 3 supplements now that I got at a health food store for yeast that I'm adding to my lemonade. So yeah, if you want more information, check out my other video. Have a great day, guys.